Let's have a closer look to the currency market and let's focus on the dollar. So the currency market has also supply and demand. Supply of dollar is indicated here with a vertical line, and demand for dollars is indicated with a downward sloping curve. That means if the price of the dollar is high, then demand is low. If the price of the dollar is low, then demand is high. And the intersection of supply and demand yields the price of the dollar, which is the exchange rate. The notation of the exchange rate is now here euro per dollar. So that needs some explanation, right? If you get for $1 €1, this means that your exchange rate is quite high. And if you get only half a euro for $1, then obviously that means a depreciation of the dollar, because you only get half a euro for $1. Correct? So that means a higher value of the exchange rate, let's see, say E1, is a higher price for the currency, and a lower value, let's say E2, is a lower price for the dollar because you get less euros for $1. Okay, so that's the price of the dollar. That's the exchange rate measured by euros per dollar in this example. You could define it in another way, but in this example, it's euro per dollar. What we have seen in 2022 is an enormous appreciation of the dollar, so obviously driven by more demand. So demand has dramatically gone up for the dollar, and the dollar appreciation was about plus 20% against a basket of global currencies. Why did that happen? Why is the dollar so mighty? And why has the dollar climbed by around 20% over the past year against a basket of global currencies at its highest level in 20 years? So €1 now is worth less than $1. Well, the story has to do something with the central bank actions, and the central bank of the US is called the Federal Reserve. So what we have seen in 2022 is that the Federal Reserve has dramatically increased its benchmark interest rate up to 4%, and it's still increasing, whereas the European Central Bank has raised interest rate too, but later and to a smaller extent, up to 2%. So there's an interest rate differential between these two regions, and that led to more demand for the dollar because investors could get more once they invested in the US than if they invested in the Eurozone. And this more demand led to a dollar appreciation. The same is, by the way, true for the UK. So the Fed raised its interest rate to 4%, Bank of England only to 3%. So there's an interest rate differential leading to more demand for the dollar and dollar appreciation. That's the story.